Hello everyone, so today I'm here to wish you a happy early Lunar New Year for those of you celebrating, and today is all about celebrating the cultures and the different diversity of our school community. So I'm going to be teaching you about the zodiac story. Now you might already be a little bit familiar about it, so in case you don't know, that's what this is for. So we're just going to have like a little beginning part with just the information about the different story, and it's actually a pretty interesting story. So hopefully it won't be boring, but it's just going to be a quick story about all the different zodiacs, why they're here, and the more important part, the story of the rat. So enjoy. We're going to have the information, then we're going to have a really fun activity, so stick around. Okay, so now it's time to do a quick activity. I hope you enjoyed that video. Just to foreshadow a little bit, you're going to be making these little mouse or rat or whatever you would like to call them, bookmark corner pages that stick to the corner of the bookmark. I'll show you how it's done. You can also keep stuff in here. And it was actually a very fun thing to do, so I hope you enjoy, and it's really simple, and let me know how it comes out.
Okay, so I'm just going to get my camera set up a bit, just like that. Okay, so what you're going to need is a plain piece of white copy paper and any colored other paper that is not white. Just to tell the difference, you're going to need scissors. You're going to need glue or a roll of double-sided tape is what I'm using. You can use regular tape, I guess. It just won't turn out the same, but I will be showing you how to do with glue sticks too. So let's move on. Now we're going to start. So you're going to move everything aside except for the copy paper. So with the white copy paper, it normally comes as a rectangle size unless you have that origami paper. So what you're going to do is fold it over just like that so that it's touching the corner and it makes like a triangle. It doesn't have to go all the way down because it's not going to. It's a rectangular page and you want to make it a square. So you're going to crease it just along the line, just like that. Not too hard, but you want it to be able to crease. Okay. So now you're going to take it along the same crease as it was before, and you're going to fold it back into that triangle way that it was before. So now that it's back into the triangle place, you're just going to crease it a little bit more. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take one of the flaps from the triangle off of the side and you're going to push it up and crease it at the top so it's kind of like a diamond shape. and then you're going to crease down on it. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so next what you're going to do is you're going to look at the triangles on both of the sides and open them back up again. Okay, and then you want to make sure that the crease is still there, but you also kind of want to flatten it a little bit. So you already have that triangular kind of structure there. So what you're going to do is you're going to only bend forward one of the flaps from the top so that it matches and aligns with that line with the creases. And then after you do that, you also want to make sure you crease that part. And then once that's all creased, you're going to take the flap that we went up before that made a diamond shape, and you're going to flap that one back up. Then this part's a little tricky, so you may want to pay attention. So what you're going to do is you're going to flap it under and tuck it in, and you want to make sure that the tuck is actually pretty straight in there and that it's not going to be sticking out. And you want to make sure that there's no extra line space on the side. So you're going to crease that very well. Then you're going to do the same thing with the other side, tuck it into the flap. So you take that rectangular strip, and what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half. You don't have to fold it half all the way. I'm just going to do it a little bit like that because you might need the rest of the page for later. Okay, now that my camera's in focus, I will show you that you have to crease the corner just like that. You do not have to use the entire thing because later, if you don't want to waste paper, you're going to use that other part. So you just cut in a round shape, and I know it's coming out of the frame, I apologize, but what you're going to do is you're going to cut in a round ear-like shape. So an ear like a mouse, you know, the little cute round ones. So you cut around, and then when you're done, it's going to still be connected, and you don't want it to be connected, so what you're going to do is you're going to just cut off the ends just a little bit. You don't want to cut off too much because then half of the ear is already going to be gone. So now that they're pretty even, they're pretty equal, what you're going to do is you're going to put them aside. And now you take back your little diamond square, and then you put the ears on top and leave it aside because we are going to need it later. Now you take your colored sheet of paper. I chose brown because brown is a little more realistic when it comes to making rats or mouses. So my piece of paper was way too big, so I'm just gonna cut it like that rectangular way like before. You don't have to, as long as you have a little bit, you're fine. So I'm gonna fold it the same way as it was before, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the same ear shape as the one I did from the white piece of paper, but I want to make sure that it's a little bit smaller because I do not want the inside of the ear to be over the outside of the ear. Okay, so now we're going to start cutting it, and you can see I'm trying to make it smaller, not too much smaller. You still want it to fill up most of the ear, or at least half of it. So it's just gonna make it a nicer design once you're done with the bookmark. Okay, cut off the ends just like before, and now you have two little insides of the ears. So how it works is the brown one or the colored one that you chose is going to go inside of the white one to make it like a nice ear. So now you bring back all of your past pieces. You should have the two white ears, the two colored ears, the bookmark page, which is the square, diamond, whatever you want to call it. So now that you have it all back together, you can glue it right there or even on the ear. And I use double-sided tape, so I'm going to use that, but you can glue it whatever you want. So just cutting a piece of tape, 1 second. Sorry, that one was the wrong piece of tape. I was actually using regular tape by accident, not the double-sided one. Okay, time to get the new one. Alright, so you take out a piece of tape and you put it right there. Or if you're using glue stick or glue, that would be in a different case. You would put the glue on there. Okay, and now I'm gonna do the second ear. So I noticed that the insides of my ears are not perfect, the little brown ones, because they do curve a little, but that's okay because the ears should not be perfect. None of this should be perfect. You're allowed to make mistakes, okay? It's not that great, but it's good. All right. So now you're going to take back the square bookmark, and what you're going to do is you're going to paste them inside of the little pocket flap. So mine isn't picking up. Okay, there we go. So then you're going to paste them inside of the little pocket flap, and you can either glue it on the inside or on the outside. And I use double-sided tape, so I'm gonna do it on the actual thing because it's a lot harder if I do it on the inside. So you would glue it on there. Okay, and you would glue it on the inside. Second. Okay, and then you just open the flap just a little bit and you press down. You don't want most of the ear to be inside of the flap because then you're not even going to be able to see the flap. It's just gonna look like a brown thing and a white thing sticking out of the flap. So just like that, you might want to press down on it a little bit just to make it a little more sturdier, but it should be pretty sturdy. So you do the same thing for the second ear, but on the other side of the flap, and you want to make sure that they're as best as possible evenly spaced. So mine isn't evenly spaced, but it's good enough for it to be looked even. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that little piece left from that rectangle that we cut out earlier, and you're going to try the best as you can to cut out a spiral. This unfortunately did not work for me. I had to try to make it look a little bit better, but it might work for you. I'm not really an arts and crafts person, so let's see how this turns out. Okay, so I didn't mention this before and I probably should have, but you might need a marker or a black pen or a blue pen, whatever you want. This is yours, you can do whatever you wish with it. And now we're going to start forming the nose, and I'm sorry if the camera's not focusing, I have no clue why that's happening, but you're just going to color a little bit at the tip just to make it a nice rounded nose. So let's see how it turns out. Now we're going to draw the whiskers. So for the whiskers, you're just going to do one short line, one long line. The long line should be along the side of the diamond, and it should look just like that. So the short line should be on the inside towards the fold in the middle, and then the longer side should be towards the outside. Now you're going to draw the eyes. The eyes don't have to be perfect. I messed up both of my eyes actually. Try to make them as even as possible. Add eyelashes if you want. So now you have your little mouse and rat, or whatever you would like to call it. And now I'm going to show you how you can actually use this.
So there you have it. Here's your little rat bookmark that is very easy and simple to use. And if you have any questions, you can always ask. And happy Lunar New Year to all of you guys celebrating, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!